Yeah,
check.
Yeah, this episode we're gonna be, it's gonna be like hot ones.
Yeah,
So we're gonna go back and forth with a bag of Pocky haunted ghost pepper, real heat. This is the real deal, folks. Every week we do a different substance. This week we are releasing serotonin in our brains from overloading our taste buds with not hot, not super hot, but freaking hot on the Richter scale here of the Pocky bag. We're bringing the heat, and it hurts so good. They say, do you dare? An insane amount of ghost pepper, even more ghost pepper. The heat is really real. Warning label in red. It's freaking hot. And I can attest, these are hot. I've almost had an anaphylactic seizure from eating like a few of these chips at a time. So we're going to do one chip. We're going to start the show off with one chip.
Yeah. It's going to be like hot ones, but like meta.
It's going to be like, it's ASMR too.
It's going to be hot ones because it's meta, because it's going to be harder to ask the questions.
Shut the fuck up, man. This is an ASMR channel. Hey guys, how you doing? I just unwrapped a bag of Pocky's hot ghost pepper chips. Hear that? That's the bag. Smells hot. Stings my nostrils a little bit. I'm putting my finger in the bag. I have the chip in my hand, and I'm going to crunch the whole chip in one crunch. Enjoy these crunching sounds. Yeah, it's getting a little bit more saliva in there now. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Okay, that is hot. Oh, fuck. Whew.
Should I go for it?
Oh, man. Yeah. Make it. Dude, this is like...
I don't know if I want to stick it all the way back in my throat like
this is serious. Oh, he just went right in for it. No rendition, no soft-spoken interlude. He just went right in for the chomp. One whole chip.
That was good.
We're going to go down to the field, see how Matt's doing down there. We've got Greg on the scene. Greg, what is the status of Matt, the Pocky chip eater? Hey, Matt, how you feeling today? Well, you just ate a Pocky hot chip.
I'm feeling pretty good, man.
So it's hot, but it's not like me and you know. Like, you're a hot sauce guy. Mm-hmm. You get it. You get when something's hot, it's fucking hot. This is hot.
This is good, but it's got flavor, so it's good.
Yeah, a normie man would fucking, their head would blow off if they ate this.
Yeah, this would like hurt my sister.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
But this is pretty good.
Well, that's the...
I could eat a bag of these.
That's the... Yeah. I also dropped a little acid in there, too.
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't know. Should we call it acid? I heard Hamilton Morris on Duncan Trussell's show. They were actually having a really good conversation where Hamilton Morris was basically saying the same thing that I've been saying on my show since day one, is like, look... We need to just decriminalize like all these substances. People just need to be, using whatever drugs, like, and knowing what they're getting. Like, if they're above ground legal, you can get them checked out. They're safe, and that it's like even people that use LSD. He was referring to these kinds of people, and I've met them before in my life. They're the kinds of people that the drug war propaganda is so deep ingrained in them.
Oh, yeah.
They still feel shame about, like, the drug use. Like, actually, I was on this podcast last night, and I kind of got that vibe from at least one of the people who had me on the show, where it was like, yeah, we got, like, fucked up, or, like, but it's this mentality of, like, oh man, like, be careful with that acid, man. That'll burn your brain out, man. I used to do tons of acid, man. And it's like, yeah, but that's just you, and that's just the way that you did it.
Right.
That's the way that you approached it. but even those people are still like, oh, I don't think like they should be legal, or I don't think all drugs, oh, maybe just psychedelics, but not all drugs, or whatever it is, or like, no, man, acid will fry your brain. And like Hamilton Morris was saying this, how there's even the people that use that language, they still have this like hardcore trauma from the war on drugs, the 80s, like 90s.
Oh yeah.
I grew up during that shit, but it was like this is your brain, and then they crack an egg, and they'd be like, this is your brain on drugs, and then it's like the egg's frying, and it's like, just say no, dare, and like all this bullshit. I mean, this fucking insidious propaganda. These people should be fucking hung and shot.
It's almost all the boomers too.
But we wouldn't hang them and shoot them. If we're gonna do anything that's gonna be in a violent manner, we're gonna dose them. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we're going to dose them.
We're not actually going to do anything. This is just a theater play. This is we're acting here.
No boomers.
I don't know why I said that. Like, I shouldn't have to clarify that.
Yeah.
Like, we're clearly not going to do that. But now the more that I talk about it, it's like, why are you talking about it so much? Maybe you are going to do it.
No, because we got to like talk about these things just because it's like...
I need you.
We got to talk about these things.
I need you to eat the microphone, Matt. You have to eat it.
Get my saliva right up in here.
All right, now pause for a second. Say what you're going to say.
Yeah, we need to get these people dosed up, and we need...
DOSADELIC.
We need people to be talking about weird things like dosing up people so that we can just explore... Like, okay, we're not going to do that, but like something in this vein, you know, of like some kind of radical shift in their consciousness. Because like dosing a bunch of people is just a metaphor for a huge... radical shift in a bunch of people's consciousnesses. You don't need mass amounts of acid for it.
No.
Or LSD.
It's already happening. The collective consciousness is changing. Like, you know, even for people that don't know anything about psychedelics, now are starting to know, because there's like psychedelic companies, and it's like going public, and like in business investors, and everyone's like, oh, what's the psychedelic scene, like, let's get in there and make some money. And it's like, yeah, it sucks, we don't want that, but at the same time, more and more people getting hip to the idea is a good thing. But it's like, we also have to balance it out and be like, you know, all right, you guys can go this far, you can't get, like, if you're in it for the wrong reasons, like, we already know you are, but there's got to be some kind of like constant like balance of power between, you know, the total corporate takeover and the decentralized, like decriminalized model of like people just working with people, and, you know, just exchanging and growing their own and all that stuff.
Yeah, there needs to be more like decentralized applications of power. You know, that doesn't mean like a robot's going to be running us. That means like it's going to be more localized sources of power. You know, it's going to be like more localized small groups, you know, like you get on what's that app you like?
Clubhouse, yeah. But fuck that thing. You know what I was thinking about? Because everything we like is like gamified to a certain extent. That's why Clubhouse is so fun. But I actually played Catchphrase like a couple nights ago. It was so fucking fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was just like, have you ever played it?
No.
It's just insanely fun, man. It's like, I highly recommend.
What's it about?
You have to guess the word like without saying the word. It's like charades but with words.
Okay.
So charades, Pictionary, like shit like that. I love that shit. It's always so fun when you have the like. I just encourage like getting out there and playing games because they're fucking fun.
Yeah,
they're fun.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling you, they're fun.
I believe you.
So the reason why I bring this up is because
your sponsor is Milton Bradley.
No, absolutely not. We played this other game called Werewolf, and it's like people have to. There's like you're in a town, and you know there's a werewolf killing people, and you know you have to close your eyes, and then they say werewolf, open your eyes, and the only one that has eye contact is with them and the game master. So no one else knows, and then the townspeople have to guess. There's a doctor, there's a healer, but the townspeople have to guess who did it, who was the werewolf, who killed the person that they chose to kill. And then, so I'm like, well, it wasn't me. I was like, we should, and nobody believed me because my defense was like, you guys thinking it's me is ridiculous. It's clearly not me. It's somebody over here. And I just once I started going down that rabbit hole, everybody was like, "No, he's guilty," and everybody voted to kill me, and it wasn't me. So there's something to like making that passionate argument that like we're gonna dose a bunch of people and then like having to qualify it. It's like
it's a red herring.
It almost makes you sound like even more guilty.
Yeah. Oh, right, you're like, oh no, I'm really not planning on like,
dude. I am definitely not gonna dose every politician I see.
No, I'm
be
not
like
gonna...
the Ted Kaczynski for dosing politicians.
No, I would not like that level of fame and notoriety. Like, I'm totally not going to go down to the DC water supply.
It would give psychedelics a bad name, too.
Yeah, I'm not going to go down to the DC water supply and bribe my buddy Daryl to pop, a couple hundred vials into the drinking water. I'm definitely not going to, make a shortage of bottled water.
You definitely didn't buy a flight to Washington D.C. No, you bought a flight to like Rhode Island, and you're taking like a bus to Washington D.C. so they can't track you.
But that's not for acid purposes.
Yeah, but they're tracking people now. The Capitol rioters, they're tracking them. And everyone's like, good, great, and it's always good and great when it's not your team,
not your group,
and when it's not your group, right? It's like that famous poem. At first they came for the
Jews.
Well, that's the last thing he says. But he says at first they came for the trade unionists, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a trade unionist. Then they came for the communists, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a communist. Then they came for something else, and then they came for the Jews, and that was me, and there was no one left to speak up for me. So it's like, when I'm reading this article here about how they're tracking the Capitol rioters, it's like, yeah, they're fucking, everyone's like, oh, I think the NSA, I watched this stupid commercial for this new TV show. I don't know what the fuck, YouTube commercial, and it's a stereotypical gay guy, and with like a Zooey Deschanel type character, new girl type thing. It's like some buddy, we're in the city, we're young, we're finding ourselves, whatever, and he's like, oh yeah, this guy's in my house, and she's like, you're tracking him? He's like, yeah, I track everybody. If the NSA can do it, so can I. And it's like, now it's just become this like everybody knows it. It's just kind of like, beaten into our minds and to accept it as a normal thing. Everyone's like, oh yeah, they're tracking us. It's like, yeah, they're fucking yeah. When is it? How much longer until they're fucking drone striking your house or like, what I mean? I'm serious. We're bombing Syria again.
Yeah.
This week's Dosadelic's a little more serious.
Yeah. When are they going to start bombing California? Or Portland?
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like once you set precedent to do that, you always want the power of government to go against the people that you deem to be your enemy. Yeah. And that's the problem with government and that kind of like, and in bed with these big corporations and the media, they spin the narrative to be the way that they want so they can get support for the things they want to do. Contact tracing, facial recognition, getting, stuff off Facebook, LinkedIn, Spotify, like all this stuff. They just want to be able to know every single thing about you so that if you're an issue, if you're a problem, you're just eradicated.
Out of the equation.
You're just vaporized. You're gone. You can't do anything. Like in China, they have a social credit system. So if your social credit goes low, you can't go and get food anywhere. They did a Black Mirror episode about this.
Yeah.
Her social credit score goes so low, the bus driver won't accept her on the bus. They can't fly her on the plane. She can't get to the place that she needs to be going to. You can't get food somewhere.
That's real life.
This is a real deal. Yeah.
Yeah, for people in certain cities in China. Yeah, I was hearing something about like a guy who was a coal warehouser, and then they made like coal kind of illegal in China because they're moving towards like more green energy. This was like a real story, and so he had a warehouse full of coal, and he literally was not allowed to sell it. So he was like in debt, like 800 grand or something like that, or 80 million or something crazy, and his social credit score went down, so he couldn't like get a loan or get on a plane or get on a high-speed train or fucking like he was on a blacklist.
Yeah, they make it impossible. They ostracize you from society.
You're
and
done.
then everybody turns on you because they're like, they don't want to be associated with you. Like in this Black Mirror episode, like people, they're like, please, can you help me? Can you give me a point? And they're like, no, I'm sorry. I like, they don't want to, it's group pressure not to associate with the low social credit score people. So that's what this whole fucking pandemic is all about, is instituting this highly efficient, omnipresent, like spy network even further with facial recognition, contact tracing, the fucking all this stuff, because that's it. Like, it's total control. It's just like, if you don't fit in the mold, you're just deleted from life. Like, no one's going to, associate with you. You're going to have to figure out something else. So I guess we're trying to figure out something else that's like off grid. Like, that's the dream, is to get a piece of land off grid, community style out in Colorado. That's the goal. So that's what you people are supporting here, is the mission to create a Mckenna bunker. We're going to be in a bunker in the woods in Colorado. But really, that's what it is like more and more people, everybody I talk to in the psychedelic space, spiritual space, whatever, just a lot of people that I talk to are like, yeah, we're looking at like getting into a community kind of thing, or like buying land, or like doing like a retreat center. Yeah. And it's important, we'll have a community space, be able to like hold ceremonies there, people will be able to grow things, like whatever they want, and it's like we have to move towards that kind of future, and we need to ensure that we have the freedom to be able to do that. And so that's why we got to get people like on board with this kind of thing early on, so that people get used to this lifestyle as being like a really good lifestyle that they want to live. And then when shit gets like hairy, that we hopefully there's enough people that are doing that.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
But they're probably not. We're all going to be in Matrix, goo, with things jacked into our, machines eating our balls. Yeah.
Yeah. Just having our balls being constantly tickled. So, if we ever get out of it, we're just like too overcome with blue balls to go anywhere.
Yeah. What can you do? Like, really, what can you do? I thought I was doing something by being on my old show, Part of the Problem, and be like tweeting and trying to write things and talk to people and making Facebook posts and telling about it on the show. And it's like, yeah, maybe some people are like getting it or whatever, but on a mass scale, most people are fucked, man. Like, most people are just in the shit. So it's like we don't have the capital, we don't have the resources, we don't necessarily have the leadership on the side of like decentralized local community living, psychedelic decriminalization, that kind of thing. And but it is growing. There are signs. So it's like it's I think the effort is like keep trying to convert people and like not give up, and it's like I felt like I needed to take a break from this shit for so long, because it just gets so overwhelming. It's so heavy, and you get into despair about like, man, this is like no gains being made here,
Yeah, it's like, it kind of seems like it's not going anywhere until it all goes somewhere, Like but it's how it works. You got to make a bunch of progress, and then like the last little bit is gonna look like it made all the progress, even though like all those little pushes where
that's right
didn't look like anything.
It's like that meme with the iceberg. You ever see that, where it's like all the hard work, all the this, that, the other thing, and then it's like the tip of the iceberg, and it's like what people see. Like nobody sees like all that stuff. And it's true, actually. That's a good point. This I think economist Gene Epstein, who was on a guest on the old show that I was on, Part of the Problem, said, nobody thought that the Berlin Wall was going to fall when it did, and there was going to be the end of the USSR. It was like communist Russia. Like, nobody thought that was going to happen. Nobody predicted it, and then it fucking happened. And so there is something to that. It's like all these little micro things that are happening, and you can't see the full picture. Man, this is good. This is like a healing experience, because I was like giving up hope a little bit, and now I feel a little bit more rejuvenated, Yeah. But it's got to be balanced. You can't drive yourself crazy, trying to change the world, I guess, in one fell swoop.
Trying to be too hopeful and shit.
I think so. I think that's what it is. It's just like, man, this is like, why aren't we like getting it? Like, I get really frustrated when people don't understand things. I'm just like, yeah, don't you get it? Like, it's better this way. Why can't we just do it this way?
Yeah, right. Like, come on, let's just do it this way now.
And people are like, you're fucking gay.
You're fucking gay, dude.
Yeah, or like they'll, just say like, just some repeated, parroted response.
Yeah, just like, this is the way we've always done it.
Tax the rich. And it's like, well, yeah, but like not, like I want to survive and be, well, tax everyone. And it's like, not like maybe, yeah, maybe there's more to it than just like a slogan is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's hard because like slogans really like, they really like,
people love them.
They hit you.
Yes, we can.
They hit your buzzer.
Hope and change.
Oh, hope and change. Oh, I can take that and hold that in my head while I'm walking on the subway.
That was what Obama's campaign was.
How are we gonna fix the country again? Oh, hope and change. Okay.
Obama's campaign in 2008 won the I forget what it's called.
Nobel Peace Prize.
No, well, he did that too, undeservingly. But he won the David Ogilvy, I think, like awards for the advertising agency, the best campaign run. And it's like, yeah, it clearly was, because it was hope and change, like real change that we could believe in, and yes, we can. So all of his speeches, Obama would, and he was the best speaker, he'd be like, we're not a nation of blue states and red states. We're the United States. Mm-hmm. We're the United States of America, and I am a representative of these United States. And like everyone was like, "Oh my God, fucking Barack Obama!" And then he'd be like, "I'm talking about real change, not phony change, not change like other politicians have promised, but real change, change that you can believe in." Now toss me that rock. And then he shoots a jumper, and he's like, that's right. Out here on the south side of Chicago, see a lot of brothers and sisters. Like, he always switched it up wherever he was. But he was a master at that. And he had those slogans, and they won that campaign because it sticks in people's heads. And another one was, yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. And, like, he'd get someone in the audience and be like, what do you think? You think you do it? Yes, we can. And, like, it's like, oh, my God. Like, anyway, so it's like, yeah, we need like a simplified, dumbed down message that has money and resources behind it. But it's hard because, people want answers to issues, and you can't say like, well, it's complicated. It's nuanced. Like, there's a little bit of truth here. There's a little bit of truth there. They're just like, tell me something I could believe in. God damn it. Now it's a Friday night, and I'm going down to the bar.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. I got my car, got my mirror, got my wife, got my date, got my vibrator. I got everything I could possibly need, but there's one more thing I got to do, that DMT. Ooh. I think it's easy to freestyle rap a country song.
Yeah.
Because, like, freestyle and country are kind of similar, especially pop country, where it's like, I got the boys and the beers and the girls and the tunes. Just give me a little bit of that cake in a spoon. Hey, we're having cake. We're partying tonight. We're in America. Got my truck, got my bitch, got my other bitch. It's similar, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's really easy. American flag flying because we're getting rich. I'm drinking beer.
You are a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking country.
Go back to your country.
I mean, it's the highest grossing. It's the highest. Last I checked, is the highest grossing genre in the country.
That's probably I think we could easily identify the problem with America if we used all this tracking data. If we had like a good hacker on our side and he used all this tracking data to find everybody that loves country music, that goes to country music festivals, that buys country music records, and just put them in a boat somewhere, send them to a beautiful island, and they just live there, They just live there, and they can be like, honky, honky, down, hey, now, hey, but they won't, and then they'll just turn on each other. They'll be like, I said, get out of my country.
Or they're just going to turn into second Australia.
Oh, good on, mate, you fucking cunt.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that's probably it, right? Because if I think about most people I know, like I've lived in New York, I've lived in Denver, I spent a little bit of time in California, and then I lived a little bit in Tempe, Arizona, going to ASU, that was when I experienced a lot of that like white country kind of like living folk.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people there like that. A lot of like middle America people. I don't consider you middle America because you're Detroit.
Yeah.
And Denver. Like, I'm talking middle America, South, rural people. You know, that's kind of it right there. It's like I don't know anything about that lifestyle. I can't identify with their lives. They don't think like me. I don't think like them. We're not gonna like change their minds. We're not gonna convince them. Not necessarily.
They're not gonna convince you.
Yeah, they're like, you know. But I know people like that too, and I'm kind of like tapped in a little bit because a lot of the libertarian community, there's like, I love my fucking guns and my, fuck, like it's just like it's such a group of people that are just all about freedom. So you have different kinds of people. You have like, I'm for freedom of all drugs and substances, and there's people that are just like, I mean, I'm in favor of it all really, but I'm just saying that there's some people that latch on to certain things that I just don't resonate with. You know what I mean? And it's like I just don't understand the obsession with guns.
I mean, like
I like them. I like shooting them. I've shot guns. It's great.
I definitely understand the obsession with guns because it makes people feel safe.
I guess you're right. Fuck me. I'm wrong. What am I, an idiot? Of course I know.
Of course you like guns.
Well, I do.
What are you not American?
I guess it's just like I like.
American.
Are you not? You just turn on me. You're like, wait a goddamn second.
You came here without a gun? Is that what you're telling me?
Me and Matt have a gun debate, and then we're both strapped, so we shoot each other and kill each other on the podcast.
But I end up, and then I end up forgiving him because he has a gun.
Our spirits raise, and then they shoot each other, and then their Akashic records are released and spread all over the universe. And everyone gets the healing they need to become perfect beings. Imagine
release the records.
Sorry, I had to shoot Matt dead. Yeah.
Yep, I'm dead, folks.
So, all right. So I went on a little bit of a tear there because, these things are important, man. I think, it's like there is, on one hand, the way I see it is like wherever we're going.
Yeah.
And it's like I want to be able to enjoy. I want to be able to have fun. I want to be able to be interested in different things. I don't always want to be the guy that's like, I'm telling you, we can't give in to the fear. We have to, just stand up for this. We shouldn't be bombing there. We shouldn't have these military bases. We should be careful about this. It just gets tiring after a while. It's like you're that. Then, I think someone who left Patreon said like they got bored or whatever because it was right during the time of the pandemic, and I released like 3 or 4 solo casts about the pandemic. And maybe they're right. Maybe it's like, I keep kind of repeating the same shit, talking about the same shit. It's like at the end of the day, you want to have a little fun. You want to eat some chips. You want to snort some ketamine. You want to listen to some beats. You want to hang out with your friend. You want to just talk shit, talk about whatever. Talk about fucking, dolphins and octopuses or, fucking James Bond or plants or, I'm just gonna start. This is the rest of the podcast. I just named 30 million things.
Yeah, just things in the room, or pillows, or couches,
or dudes,
or Matt's dick, or
no, your dick's not in the room. I told you to leave that outside.
Oh man,
I said you leave that outside.
Keep that shit outside.
I said you leave that. I said you leave that outside.
Yeah.
I said you leave that outside.
Yeah, that's why it's so windy by my mic. I gotta keep my dick outside the door.
Gotta keep our dick outside. gotta keep penis outside. Too big for inside room. You put outside, okay? You put outside.
And then you let me inside?
I put outside, okay?
I'll put outside and then you let me inside?
Okay, I'll put outside, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, hi, it's DOSADELIC now. My name Ping. I just like doing those accents. They're just fun to do.
Yeah.
It's fun to do a voice of somebody else that's not you and exaggerate it. We take ourselves way too seriously in this country. I think that we need to be able to make fun and have fun and laugh fun. Nobody likes the guy who's the person that's making a joke and then the person that's like, what'd you fucking say? what'd you say, motherfucker?
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Why are you bringing that intensity, that anger? It's like, that shit doesn't happen in like shamanic tribal societies. Sure, there's probably disagreements, fights, arguments and stuff, but for the most part, people are laughing all the fucking time.
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
You shouldn't say that.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's just and people, they make fun of each other. They roast each other in like a deep way. All the healers at the ayahuasca center that I was at, they would do that all the time. We did it to each other. Like we would call it, like they would have certain things that they would call you or pick out, like your hair, or your thing, or whatever it is.
Right.
And they did that with each other. It's like they're laughing all the time. This sociologist, I think Daniel Everett, who wrote the book "Don't Sleep, There Are Snakes," lived with this tribe, the Pinaha people, and he said that like they would all get together and they would help and they would build this person's house, and they would all like do things as a community. And when something happened, like this guy's house that they helped him build, like it blew down, like no one was like pissed, no one was angry, they just fucking laughed. Because what were they gonna do? Just help him build it again. It was like no big deal. It's just like they're like, oh my god, that house we just put up just fell down. That's fucking hilarious. Holy shit, nature, the universe, you're so funny in the way that you do things. It's like it's the universe roasting us. It's life roasting us. It's life being like, you're taking yourself too seriously, calm the fuck down and enjoy it. So people need to fucking laugh more, man.
There's a reason it's called roasting. It's because it burns away the bullshit.
Hell yeah, Matt. I never heard that before. That's exactly
I made it up like 4 minutes ago.
Oh, so you've just been like sitting there locked and loaded with it for like 4.5 minutes?
Yeah, about that.
Nice.
You were talking about roasting, and I was like, roasting. These people got some bullshit. That sounds like a
marshmallows roasting and chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Isn't it funny how far we've come in culture?
Yeah.
Like in the 40s and 50s, people used to talk like, hello there, sir, I'll take a finest gin and tonic. And then be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I do really enjoy this. Lady, would you care for a dance this evening? And, other things of that nature.
That sounds quite nice.
Say, that sounds swell. But there is a sort of like politeness.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's not who we are deep down,
Right.
It's like this fake version of reality. Yeah. It's Leave It to Beaver. I mean, it's just funny how you can watch human consciousness. You can watch our evolution. Like, just look at the last 50 years. It's crazy how far we've advanced.
Recorded.
My fucking 5-year-old nephew FaceTimes me so that we can have Zoom meetings so he can screen share me games that he's playing on Twitch.
Yeah. Is he good?
Yeah.
What's he playing? Like Roblox?
Like some game, I don't know, some chasing game or some car chasing game.
Okay.
But it's like he knows his shit, and it's like there's a part of that that's good, and there's a part of that that's like, if it's not put into check and balance, then it just becomes like he just lives in a virtual world,
Yeah.
And it's like, life is pretty fucking good when it's all natural, and the virtual world is cool. Let's just take the two and combine them, guys. Let's not try and fucking, vaccinate everyone with nanobot technology to track and trace and like eliminate them if they become a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that. I don't believe that. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not getting the vaccine. I'm not running to get the vaccine.
Afraid about the nanobots in the vaccine?
I'm fine. If I die, I die. I don't know. Like, I'm fine. I'm not sick. I'm not going to get something. Plus, I'm one of those people that's like, I'm pretty sure I had COVID already.
Yeah.
Like last March, I think I had it. I was fucking fucked up for like 3 days, and then all the symptoms, and then I've recovered.
Or it could have just been the regular flu.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, look, bottom line is you just got to keep yourself healthy and, do what's right for yourself and take care of yourself and, just be a good person. And we don't need these laws to enforce it. We don't need like public shaming necessarily, scare tactics. Yeah, it's just like, be fucking cool. Don't be a dweeb.
Yeah. Just like learn how to chill out and like Figure out your own reality.
Yeah. Speaking of chilling out, these ghost pepper chips, they are really, really hot, and I keep eating them, and I'm thinking like they're not the kind of chips that you could just keep eating. You know,
you can almost keep eating them, but like
if I ate like 5 of these chips at once, and I had like a brain aneurysm.
Oh yeah,
man, should I do it again? No, I don't want to do it again. It's hardcore. I'm like you're just drooling everywhere. Really, like my eyes
gonna have
like
a hard
rolled
time
in the back
talking.
of my head. I was like,
yeah, you're gonna be like, fucking, just spitting all over the mic. I'm gonna have to take over and like narrate it live.
I'm like foaming at the mouth, and you're just like, finally, I get to talk.
Finally, I get to talk about
It's my show now.
oatmeal again. No, I stopped eating that shit ever since I found glass in it.
Right. Yeah, fuck oatmeal. I'm not a big fan. But yeah, you brought up Clubhouse before. I'm pretty obsessed with this app. It's really fun. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's a great app. So if you're aware of Clubhouse, it's basically an audio only chat room app, and all you can do is talk and listen. There's nothing else that you can do. You can't like send links. You can't post pictures. There's no likes. And I really like it because it's like early stage right now, and it's good. And it's like, let's see if the guys that invented this can keep it good. And it's a great platform. I hopped on, spoke with Jamie Wheel, and he was on the panel, and the guy from Alex Ebert from Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros. And it was fun. It was really fun, and I love like dropping in and listening to shit. I've been learning a shit ton of about crypto. I just bought Cardano and Stellar Lumens. I'm in this like chat group where people are talking about starting a crypto and blockchain around psilocybin and psychedelics. I'm like, this is crazy. Did you see this guy Beeple that sold this NFT artwork for like $6.6 million?
Yeah, this is crazy. For those of you who don't know, NFT art, non-fungible token, is basically art that you can't steal. It's been verified by a blockchain, so if you own it, then you have like certification of ownership through a blockchain, the same way that a Bitcoin is certified to like a wallet.
Right. So everybody's fucking jizzing in their pants over this because it was like this huge deal, huge news, and I think it's like a revolutionary thing for the art world because now people are going to be able to sell like pieces of their artwork in digital form, and it's going to be backed up by the blockchain. And I don't even fucking know. There's some people that know. Like, I went into this Bitcoin room and this other room the other day. I just listened for like 2 hours. I learned a lot of stuff, but I still don't fucking know about like ledgers and wallets and different places to buy crypto and trading and crypto dust and like all like Satoshi. Like, I don't know any of this shit, and I learned a shit ton. And I just I heard about, a couple friends told me about some good. You mentioned Stellar Lumens. Someone else mentioned Cardano. I looked into it. I started listening to YouTube videos of the guy from Cardano, and he sounds like a fucking smart guy that really wants to just decentralize currency. And like, it is revolutionary. I do think it is revolutionary. I think that we find ourselves also in the equation of like moving to a cashless society where everything is traced and tracked. We have to get the laws in our favor. We have to get like the stuff in our favor as well, because it's like you don't want to just be in this digital realm where you could just be shut down at any time. You want to be able to move around freely.
Yeah. You want to have flexibility in your digital realm, and you want to have privacy also. That's what's really like, allowing your freedom and flexibility is like having privacy. Yeah,
totally. I think that's, and I think I see a trend towards like, I think there is a quiet privacy trend happening that isn't so big and boisterous and like mass. Private. Yeah, it is. But it's like Discord chats, Discord rooms, Discord channels, like you fucks who never are active on there.
Yeah.
But like, I'm in like a lot of Discord rooms. I'm in a lot of Signal chats. I'm in a lot of Telegram, WhatsApp, and stuff like that. So, and then there's all these other alternative sites where people are going to post. Like I can't even think of all of them. I know minds.com, I know like other places, but there's like alternative social media sites, other kinds of video platforms, because people are getting banned and censored. And a lot of people that have started these things, I think Facebook and all the big tech companies are like worried that this like, or at least Facebook is, this decentralized social media like 2.0 or something is going to like take them down, but it kind of already is, because nobody's on Facebook anymore. What do you use Facebook for? To say hi to your fucking dead grandma?
Facebook Marketplace, that's it.
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace. Facebook's become something else now. It's not the social media app.
It's the social marketplace app.
Yeah. And so it's like, that this is where things are headed, and it's great because I see like this retribalization, this decentralization, more smaller groups of people coming together. Like a lot of the clubhouse rooms that I've been able to speak in and that I've participated in, there's like 100 people, maybe 200, or like something like that, 50 people, 24. It's even better when it's just a lower amount of people, because you can just have like, you could just rap with all kinds of cats from all over the place, and dogs, and whatever, and just meld minds and jam. It's fun, man. And this is the decentralized future that we want. It's like we're surfing on the cosmic razor's edge of total dystopian nightmare and like awesome psychedelically infused anarchism.
Yeah, the psychedelically infused anarchism is what a lot of people are afraid of, though.
I mean, yeah, but like I think there's less and less people. Every day that passes, there's less and less people that are getting rid of that fear, because they're hearing about someone who's having success microdosing. They're hearing about somebody who is, in like going to float tanks, or meditating, or drank ayahuasca, or ate some mushrooms, or heard Joe Rogan talk about something, or read Michael Pollan's book, or heard about like a research study. It's like the voices just keep getting louder and louder and louder, to where the mainstream is just another part of the mainstream. Like we're probably where we were with like, you remember like gay marriage was like a hot debate. Like it's probably like the 1990s right now for like psychedelic culture, like decentralized crypto culture. It's like the 90s right now, where like some people support it. It's like, but it's still kind of like made fun of and a little taboo, and it's not like publicly like championed by any major popular politician or anything. So it's like we're getting there. We're getting there, where soon there's going to be a popular politician that's going to be like, we need to decriminalize all psychedelics, we need to expunge all criminal. Like it's getting there. I mean, people are saying that, but I'm saying a popular politician that is in office and has power and can do something, and that's unfortunately what it's going to take. It's going to take people, I think, who are getting more turned on. Like I know representatives and council members and people like that take psychedelics. Yeah. And it's like and they're like, this is great. This helped me so much with my cluster headaches or whatever, my ADHD. And it's like the more and more people that see the benefits of these things, the more they get in the institutions, and we could start changing the rules and the laws. But then at the same time, you have people doing all kinds of awesome stuff in that field. So when that stuff happens, it like meets and it matches, and because it's just, it has to unravel from within.
Yeah, and like it almost takes like these people committing some sort of like political suicide just to be like martyrs for it.
Well, now, but as more and more people like, and even Dr. Carl Hart, don't blow your nose in the microphone.
Sorry, bro.
All right, you're editing this one.
All right, bet.
Blowing the nose at 43 minutes. So Dr. Carl Hart wrote a book that I still haven't read yet, but I would like to read and get him on the podcast because he wrote a book called Drug Use for Grown-Ups, Finding Liberty in the Land of the Free. And he's just talking about how, look, I do heroin. I do heroin with my wife. And, we do it in a responsible way. We're adults. We set aside time to do heroin just like we would set aside time to go see stand-up comedy or go see, a theater production or something. That's our event. That's what we want to engage with. And it's amazing because all you need is people to come out of the closet and start talking about their drug use, their psychedelic use, their healing, getting turned on, and then getting tuned in and changing things and having the power to change things.
Yeah, man. Spotify is still not allowing me to listen to that Carl Hart, Joe Rogan podcast, but I've been hearing a lot about it. I've been hearing a lot of cool stuff from it.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. Sorry, I have Pocky's chips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love that they're called haunted ghost pepper. It's not enough that it's just ghost pepper. It's haunted ghost pepper. It's going to haunt you in your dreams.
The flavor is going to haunt your mouth.
The flavor is so haunting.
Yeah. And I like how they're Pockies, so that people think about Takis.
Oh, yeah. You like those Takis?
Yeah, they're good, but
they're not bad.
I barfed off of them one time.
You barfed off of them.
Well, because it was
I just love that you use the word barf. Yeah,
it was a long day, and I had really nothing in my stomach other than Takis and pills, and So yeah, So, but they're good. Takis are good, and these Pockies are haunted. They are haunting your mouth with the spice long after the chips are gone.
Yeah, dude. For sure.
Yeah, you should try that.
I think we're going to take a mid-show smoke break, and we'll be back.
Yeah. Scary fucking pirate.
You think you look like... Yeah, you kind of did.
Yeah.
You don't look like a scary pirate. You look like... You look like a gay pirate. He's gay. He's gay. That's a Norm Macdonald thing. He would always be like... I forget. Jim Brewer told this story about Saturday Night Live where... I forget who, Cindy Crawford or someone showed up, and Chris Kattan was writing these sketches with her, and he was all excited, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and then during one of the pitch meetings, Norm, or no, it wasn't the pitch meeting. It was before they went out, I think, on to film it live for Saturday Night Live. He goes to Cindy Crawford, and he's like, he's gay, right? and then he just said that to Chris Kattan, and then they went out, But it was really funny. But so yeah, you look like you look like a pirate, but not really. You look like you would be down washing the decks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen the light of day in 15 days or some shit. In a fortnight.
I haven't seen light in a fortnight. Yeah.
But that'd be my sea shanty. Shit, you know what? I've been noticing sea shanties are getting more popular.
Sea shanty? What exactly makes a shanty?
It's pretty simple, but I don't know. It's something that sailors are singing, and it's kind of has a beat and a tune to it, and it just
That's
goes
a shanty?
and it's down to a bit.
No, I don't think so. I think I'm going to need you to Google what a shanty is. You think a shanty is a song?
Shanty's definitely a song.
So a sea shanty?
Yeah, that's what a sea shanty is. It's the song that you sing while you're on the sea.
I thought we were talking about property.
What?
Are we talking about land?
No.
You said I'm going to go live in a sea shanty.
What? No, I didn't.
All right, well.
I said a lot of people...
Maybe I'm high.
A lot of people have been singing sea shanties.
Oh, singing. Where are they singing these shanties?
No. Just random people in my life.
Sally sung sea shanties by the sea.
I was hanging out with my sister, and she just started...
matey, you up for a good shanty?
She just started playing us sea shanties while we were driving around in the car.
And how do some of them go?
Man.
It's a fine day to be a pirate. Something like that.
Something. Here, let me play you one.
Like Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't want you to play me one. I don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah, I know. I don't really want to hear it, but
that'd be great if you met someone, and you know how it's like. I usually tell people like I don't really like country music, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like you met someone that's like, yeah, I love all kinds of music. I just hate sea shanties. Or someone that loves sea shanties. That's always like going to a club and going up to the DJ and being like, "Can you play 3 more mateys for me? Me cheers. 3 more mateys for me cheers." Riding through the sea with a lot of tears.
It's got that aggressive accordion.
But I'm upbeat 'cause I got my mates. One day we'll find land and I'll be living in gates. Yeah. But it's a little bit more jollier than that, right? It's jolly.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm trying to think of the tune, but it's like, "Sons for the telly, man. Save our drinks for the welly, man. Send tea and sugar and gold."
Yeah.
Something like that. But the thing that I've noticed is, like, I think that it might gain popularity because there's like women that like it, and that's the thing.
Oh my God, come on.
Yeah,
there's women. There's like kids in high school that are like, yeah, it's like I'm in a band. And it's like, oh my God, cool. Like, what's your band? And it's like we're called the Shantyists. We're called the Shanty Express.
Yeah, we do all shanty covers.
We're called three legs named Hook, and 3 wooden legs named Hook and a parrot too. Oh, that's what. And like, what's your band thing? It's like we sing a lot of like sea shanties. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, sea shanties.
Sea shanties.
You know where it's really wet? It's my pussy.
Oh, I could sail a ship down there, baby.
Why don't you sail your sea shanties down there? That's not a high school girl's voice. That's like a 1980s secretary.
I don't know. They smoked cigarettes in high school.
Hey, honey. My name's Julia and I'm 17. I want you to sing some sea shanties into my pussy.
Now that's more 1980s secretary.
Yeah. I had a lot of secretaries like that I grew up with. Like,
you used to bang a lot of secretaries?
No, that's not what I'm saying, you perverted pirate. No, I would be friends with the secretaries because I was always getting into trouble, and I would always be sent to the offices. And all the secretaries were like chain smoking, overweight, women like around like 50, named like Nancy Ann or something. Like,
hey, how you doing there, Michael? You back in the principal's office again, huh? Yeah, your mother's gonna have a field day with this one. I know your mother. She called.
My mom would like call the office because I'm in trouble, and she called so many times she would just become friends with the secretaries, and just all the principals, all the secretaries, everyone. My mom would just like, no one wants to talk to me, so I'll just talk to you. And just talk to anybody. I grew up with my mom on the phone. Maybe that's why I podcast.
Yeah,
because this is me carrying on my mother's tradition of yapping and not stopping. That's why I like Clubhouse. That's why I like podcasting. It's because I'm my mother's son, baby.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. Every I got an Italian mother, and she would do that. I remember when she was like picking me up from my friend's house. We'd be playing or whatever. We're little kids, and then I'd be like getting ready to go because she'd picking me up, and then I'd have to like stand there by the door for like 15, 20, 30, 45 minutes while she was just talking us and like the mom or whatever.
What's with these Italian mothers? They don't shut up. All day talking. What do you gotta talk about?
Yeah.
Nah, I feel like Sebastian would be in favor of that. And my mother, she talked on the phone all day. All day this woman's talking. Who's she talking to? I don't know. But she can talk. It's not such a great... There's certain words you have to do with a Sebastian Maniscalco bit. and I lost it. It's like picking up a transmission to do. Sometimes I could do a good Terence McKenna. And
Sometimes you're picking up the transmission.
Well, you have to be
Mr.
able
Mckenna.
to receive the transmission in order to know where the transmission is coming from. Because, you see, I wasn't planning on getting into this, but since you asked, we'll expound. In ancient Lemuria,
I lost it. I had it.
It was good. It was solid. You gotta.
I haven't listened to him in a while, actually.
Yeah, right.
But he has a tendency to say things like,
the more times that you take,
like when he says times, it's like
the more times that you take DMT, the more like...
but sometimes you don't always have to nail it right away.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you could just do an exaggerated impression of somebody and it's still funny because it's really exaggerated. It doesn't really sound exactly like them.
Yeah.
But it's just a really funny version of it. I can't think of anyone that does that off the top of my head, but I know there's people that do that. Oh, Dana Carvey would be a great one. Like Dana Carvey did back in the day. I remember Dana Carvey did President Bush, the first one, and he was just like, "Read my lips, no new taxes. Hey, everybody!" And he did Ross Perot, and it's like people like that who could do celebrity impressions and just like heighten it. So it's not like you're doing it and you sound exactly. It's like, oh, that sounds exactly like the person. It's a caricature of the person.
Yeah, who's that one guy who was like famous for doing impressions? Like all he did
Frank
was impressions.
Caliendo.
Frank Caliendo.
He did a John Madden impression. Hey, this is John Madden here. Welcome to Madden. See the receivers down at the end zone there. A quarterback passing the ball. Whap! There's a touchdown there. Yeah, Caliendo did that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. That was his thing. He was the fucking. He did the Bush impressions. I don't know if he had a Bush 1 impression, but he definitely had a Bush 2 impression.
Yeah. W. He'd be like, now I say, now terror needs to be stopped because America is the greatest country in Africa, and we're gonna get those. We're gonna get their asses. Freedom will reign, terror will not. Yeah, he was just like, man. They're like, all right, let's just put this brain dead idiot up here and just have him mumble and bumble. And now he's like making paintings, and people are like, oh, like George W. Bush is like, he's like a painter now.
God,
like
George Bush is so cute.
People are so dumb. That's why we're fucked, is because people are dumb. They don't remember the past. Those who don't remember the past are doomed to repeat it. Wake up, you're doomed to repeat the
Yeah.
death metal scream band.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's
So we're
why,
fucked, you know?
That's why
We're
George
fucked.
Bush got elected, because he's a hot idiot.
I'd rather be going down in this time than going down in like ancient times, because they're not going to kill you now. They're just going to make things, you're just going to be a part of the network. You play the game, you get your coins, whatever the fuck, you get your credits, and, you got your fucking any food that you could ever possibly imagine. We have reached the pinnacle of human civilization in terms of our cravings and our desires.
No.
No, we haven't, but we've reached like the maximum amount on our cravings and desires from the egocentric, like materialist standpoint. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, we've maxed it out, and we're just keep ripping it to the floor until the car fucking just dies on the road.
Yeah,
we're not like, we're pedal to the metal until the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
And that's just the nature of human beings. That's what we all do. None of us change until something directly impacts us. We don't change our perception on something. We don't change unless we're directly impacted by it, whether it's us or a friend or a relative or a significant other, someone close to us. Then we're like, oh yeah, let me maybe like think about that. Like, oh shit, that person that I knew got like went into bankruptcy. Like, man, I should maybe start thinking about. But really, when it directly happens to you, only really when it directly happens to you, then you start to make changes. So why wouldn't we do that as like a mass civilization? That's exactly what's going to happen. Is we're going to drink ourselves to a point of complete like just hedonistic virtual materialist pleasure, and it's just we're not going to be able to sustain that. You know, we just can't keep going that way. It's going to burst at some point. You know, and we're close. I think we're close. People are getting sick of like being isolated and fucking screens and all this shit.
Yeah, and so we're just going to go back to like small group thinking. You know?
Yeah, it's happening.
We're going to find small groups of people who are like sick of being isolated and want to talk about the same shit that we've been thinking about while we're in isolation. And it's going to recreate what we had before, this whole big group identity, because we're not really prepared for this whole like big, mass worldwide communication sort of thing. Like we can have a sort of worldwide communication with like smaller gateways building up to like bigger platforms. But
I think we're doing that in reverse. Like we had the internet came out, America Online, like it started like it's like expanding and contracting. It started small chat rooms, this and that. Then it was like social media, Facebook, Twitter, the whole world, everybody, TikTok, Google, fucking everything, and YouTube, and like everything just exploded. And all of a sudden, like for the first time that we know of in history, literally anybody anywhere in the world with internet access can see anything they want at any time in any part of the world. Can communicate with anyone at any time in any part of the world.
Yeah.
That was a big burp right there.
Uh-huh.
And so this is unprecedented, right?
Yeah.
And at first it was like new and novel, and that was the whole like hacker mission is like, whoa, the World Wide Web, and like connecting with people in chat rooms and like organizing and like making things happen. It's like kind of activist and like decentralized and open source. And then it's like just like everything else, it gets corporatized, gets modified, commodified, monetized. All like it just becomes kind of like more centralized and stuff. So now where it's like, where do people go? There's like 10 places where people go online, but it used to be so different. Anyway, my point is that now it's starting, it opened up. Now it's starting to go back. Now it's starting to go back to like Reddit and like Discord and, Signal and WhatsApp and Telegram and all these Proton Mail and like all these decentralized things. And now Clubhouse, anybody can go on Clubhouse, say anything at any time to anyone. It's great. It's amazing. There's the way that it is right now is perfectly fine. And people want to talk about like, oh, how can we like put safeguards on there to like, make sure that there isn't like harassment or trolls. It's like, no, you don't. Just let it be and it will get handled. You're always going to have the troll. Once you start putting safeguards on something, you start handicapping it. Yeah. You start beating it with a fucking metal pipe until one of their legs is broken, and then all of a sudden it just becomes just like everything else. So you got to leave it the way it is. Open. Wild West, anarchy, that's the way it should go. The moderators get to decide, the people in the room get to decide, and they get to handle it when it comes up.
The local sheriff.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Every room has a local sheriff. And so, you block people, you mute people, and you could kick people out of a room. And that's it. We don't need anything else. We don't need like rules of engagement, sensitive content, like all these other fucking platforms have, Instagram and everything. It's like, oh, beware, this is sensitive content. It's like fuck, I'll fucking decide. Like, just let it be out there. You don't have to do it. If somebody comes across it, okay, they didn't want to see that. Just, you don't see it. That's it. It's like, that's just the way it is. Anyway, I've been fucking ranting on this one. I don't know. I didn't even know I was like so worked up.
No, but you got it going. You got it in your head. Yeah. You get that smoke?
Yeah, it's in the wall.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess like the next thing that I would want to talk about a little bit was that I was in this Clubhouse room and people were talking. It was a tribute to
Terence McKenna. It was a tribute to me, myself, the 5 dry grams in silent darkness.
Yeah.
And you see, you have to beware of people that believe that there's pro bono proctologists coming down from Zeta Reticula.
like there was a tribute to Terence McKenna, and people started talking about like, how can we like quantify and like what are the economics of the psychedelic space and like data and science and research, and it's like, all right, that's for like another room. McKenna was into, yes, he was like, you know, he was into the science of things, but he was a storyteller. He was a dreamer. He painted a picture. He created. He inspired. He ignited your imagination.
Yeah.
And then the topic of like schizophrenia came up, and then there was a lot of talk of like the brain and like neurochemistry and like neuroscience and all this stuff and like imaging and the brain and this and that. And I was trying to chime in and I couldn't, but I wanted to share about, you know, that McKenna thought that he was a schizophrenic. Sometimes I think I am. Like, so, you know, it's like there is something to schizophrenic and shamanism, to being the unclassifiable, the unlabelable, outcast outsider that's still in, but is a bridge between worlds because they hear and see things that other people don't hear and see. They intuit things. They receive downloads. They're able to perceive other dimensions of reality, and therefore they can't function properly in the rigid structure of the default mode network of society. So they have to be on the outside, and every sane civilization, you know, loves the outsider, the person that's a part of it but not in it.
They have a place for them.
They have a place for them. It's a sane society where they sit outside so they can give perspective to what they see, how they see this game going. And you know, McKenna said that, Joseph Campbell said that, Alan Watts said that, and like, you know, I've read some great articles about what a shaman sees in a mental hospital. Like in indigenous tribes, having a spiritual emergence or being like schizophrenic, as we call it here, would be the sign of communication from other realms, from the spirit realm as they would see it, that this is the birth of a healer. And everybody knows that this is the birth of a spiritual healer, so they help this person through their crises of psychologically breaking from normal consensus reality. And they help this person, they usher this person into the tribe because they know that they're going to have great value and wisdom to share. But here what we do in the West is we say something's wrong with your brain. You're not normal like the rest of us, and we put you in through hell. We put you through absolute hell.
Terrible pills.
Terrible pill, like medicate you. My uncle is a schizophrenic, and he's a bipolar schizoaffectoid or something, and he's not in good shape right now. Like, he's not doing well. And it's because of these pills, and they sedate him and they make him overweight, and then he goes off the pills and he goes somewhere and it gets into trouble because people go, oh, he's off his medication. It's this whole fucking ordeal my whole life. And it's like, yeah, look, some people are fucking not a part of what we determine general consensus reality to be, but we need to start taking care of these people in a really healthy way and honoring them. And maybe they are shamans, maybe they are healers, maybe they are people that can inform us of things if we nurture and take care of their gift, rather than demonizing it and telling them that there's something wrong with them and putting them away somewhere and ostracizing them and preventing them from getting, you know, because you have to produce in this fucking economy, you know, and so they can't produce like the rest of us. And we say that that's bad, but their skills and their gifts lie in a different domain. They lie in the dimension, the bridge between worlds. You know, and some of them can hold it and some of them can't, but we have to give everyone a chance, you know. I think it's Campbell that says the madman and the mystic swim in the same waters. The only difference is the mystic comes back with something for everyone else and the madman drowns. And it's like, yeah, that's what's going to happen. You just have to let people, you got to unleash the wild science experiment of life. Start trying different things and new things, and start being informed by our indigenous ancestors who have the wisdom and the knowledge, and start reconnecting, because then we're going to fucking fix things. Then we're going to actually start fixing things, because we can't label everybody as somebody that needs to be a producer in society. We have to give people the room and the space to be birthed, to truly be born into who they really are, you know?
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, and a lot of these people that are like labeled as like misfits or outcasts, a lot of them are like a part of a symptom of some of the things that are wrong with society. They're like a lot of these people with like similar ailments are like a symptom of things that are going on with society, and they will help like hold the key to like fixing it and getting it back to like a homeostasis, getting our society back to a point where we're not disaffecting so many people in this way. You know?
Yeah, totally. It's like sometimes we need the mad ones. Steve Jobs of Apple, they ran that commercial. It's like, dude, do you really believe in that, or are you just paying lip service to it? I think Jobs really believed in it, but Apple's now like this big corporate thing now. But it was like, we're the crazy one. Here's to the crazy ones, the ones that dared to invent, that dared to dream. It's like, yeah, that's. I don't know, like we need more of that spirit out there, but we also need to embrace the ones that are like actually mad, that we deem to be mad, and give them a nurturing environment. You know, it's almost like the precogs in Minority Report, right?
Ooh.
Like, there's special people that were born, and then they just get like kidnapped and used for this like experiment with no like thought or choice of like, maybe they could be contributing so much more to society if they weren't kidnapped and forced to predict crimes.
Right. Oh, they could be working at Little Caesars and like paying their bills. Like, come on.
No, they could be not like, no, I'm not talking about being productive in society, like contributing. Like, they could be shamans, they could be healers, they could be clairvoyants, they could help and not be these people that like arrest people before the crime happens. It's like, that's such like a get 'em like mentality. Like, we got to punish and get, and it's like, no, we have to like heal and help,
right?
Cooperate, and you know what I mean? All that fucking shit.
Yeah, because people don't want.
That's why I get annoyed, but just I gotta say it. This is why I get annoyed, because I like say this shit, and it just seems so fucking obvious to me that I get annoyed by it, and I don't want to talk about it all the live long day. But it's important.
Yeah, it's what's in your mind. And it's like a big thing that's going on with people, because there's all these different things that are affecting us. And a lot of people are just like, well, this is the way that things are. I just gotta live with it and put on a happy face, you know?
Yeah.
And just like deal with it. But a lot of shit is like fucked up, and we're trained to like not say anything about it and just like go along with it, even though they're like taking away our privacy, taking away our rights, and
it's
taking
not
away
taking away. It's gone. It's completely gone. There is no taking away. It's completely gone. Here we are in this quote unquote pandemic, about a year later, and what has happened? Everything that I predicted would happen in all my solo casts for the dealing with the pandemic and COVID. We've given into the fear, we've given into the narrative, we've become complacent, and we've just allowed things to happen, and it's just been, and we kind of forget, and we kind of move on to the next thing, and now Biden's in office, and you don't hear shit about politics. Nobody's talking about politics anymore. Nobody gives a shit. We're just bombing Syria again. You know, we're just bombing a country. Imagine if like the way that the United States has acted abroad, if other nations acted that way here. Like, if all of a sudden we just be like, oh shit, did you hear what happened in San Antonio? They got bombed by China
France.
Today.
Yeah.
France. France is at it. They want that land back. Oh yeah, France. Did you hear France flew another drone strike and bombed this fucking hospital in San Antonio? Like, we would be the people that we call over there the terrorists.
Yeah.
We would be them. I saw this great Star Wars meme, and it said like, Luke Skywalker, an orphan boy, you know, labeled a terrorist by the galactic government, you know, trying to avenge the death of family and loved ones, and like goes on like a jihadist crusade to like destroy, like fly a plane into like their biggest like building or whatever, which is the Death Star. And it's like, like that is the thing. Like, Luke Skywalker gets radicalized. Oh yeah, it says follows an old man in an ancient cult. Luke Skywalker gets radicalized by Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's an old Jedi Knight who Luke's fascinated with, this ancient religion, which is like a cult. And then they go on this wild adventure to destroy the Empire.
Yeah, and he was just some like poor slave kid working at like some auto parts place.
But this is exactly the story of countless amounts of Middle Easterns and other people all around the world in different time periods, like in Vietnam or in Laos or wherever, like all around the world, anywhere where the United States has started invading, occupying, and bombing countries.
Not just the United States, the West.
Sure, the West. You're right. That's a fair point. Anytime the West attacks the East, it's like we just create more people that hate our way of life.
Yeah.
That get radicalized. That go off fire can't fight fire. It can't happen. We gotta like work together and collaborate. That's my speech.
Yeah, or we need to fight their fire with their own fire.
Fire. I like the way you say fire. Fire.
Come into my foyer.
Yeah,
You have a nice foyer.
a nice fire.
Yeah, these ships were hot, but I'm like I'm alive. I'm not like shitting my pants and pissing in my mouth and all that other stuff that I would do.
You could be pissing in your mouth.
I could
but
be.
I
could be really living. Let me tell
It
you.
really wouldn't make it better. Let me tell you, pissing in your mouth after some spicy food.
I could be drinking Alex Jones's piss.
Oh,
That's right, folks. You could be drinking Alex Jones's urine after I consume male vitality formula, and then I urinate in a jar and send it to your house. Infowars.com.
Infowars.
I mean,
Right now.
it's like you don't even hear about him anymore. It's just like these people, once they're out of like the public realm where they're easily accessible, then I feel like that the tech people, the government, they've done their job. They're like, oh, we've gotten rid of these dangerous peoples from these major platforms, so forget about them. Who cares? We're good.
Yeah.
But it's like that's the name of the game right now. Is just like trying to wipe people out that are just not playing with the program.
Right. Yeah. They're trying to like get their consolidate their power again. There's a lot of people who like came in and sort of tried to change the game, and they're trying to sweep out their legs, Johnny. Sweep the leg, Johnny.
What? Right, like Aaron Swartz, the founder of Reddit. Like
Yeah.
he tried to change things by giving people free access to research papers and stuff from colleges, because you normally have to pay like a whole lot of money for that stuff.
Yeah.
And they said that he committed suicide in his room. Right? Come on, he was suicided, man. It's like once you start actually fucking with power. It's one thing to sit here and talk about it on a podcast.
Yeah.
But like if I was like, giving speeches and like rallying, but even that, people that give speeches and rally people, nobody cares, because they're not afraid of that. What they're afraid of is the people that have like the massive digital platforms.
Yeah.
It's like if you have a massive digital platform and you have followers and you have a fan base and you have, then they're like, oh, we got to make sure what you're saying goes in accordance to our message. Otherwise, you're outside the norm and therefore you're dangerous. If you deviate from the norm, you're dangerous. And that's a dangerous place to be, because the majority of people are going to groupthink together and say, ooh, I don't want this scary person that thinks differently than me a part of this group and like ruining things. So like, yeah, just ban them. Just get rid of them. Sorry, you said the wrong thing. Like, you're out of here.
Yeah. Fuck you.
And this has been going on for a long time. This is not anything new. That we're just starting to see it like ramp up.
Yeah, it's just been slowly building under the guise of like social justice, or like, keeping things how they should be, and like people will really jump onto that because they think they're doing the right thing,
Right.
But they're really just trying to silence people in the end.
Right. If you could say like, hey, these Capitol rioters, like, look at what happened. Like, this was like such a bad thing that happened. We have to employ every sort of surveillance technology and data collection. And, we have to like, we could send drones to your house. We could send AI robots to come, issue you an automatic arrest. And if you resist, they'll kill you on the spot or something like that. And just be like, this is what we need to do to prevent these kinds of things from happening. Guys, they stormed the Capitol. Like, we have to do it. And the majority of people are going to be like, all right, like, yeah, do whatever you need to do, right? Like, what's the famous Ben Franklin quote? The people will sacrifice any amount of freedom for safety and security, and when they do, they won't have any more freedom or liberty.
They'll sacrifice a little bit of freedom for safety. In the end, they won't have either.
Yeah, that's right.
And then he says something about like a person who would sacrifice freedom for safety doesn't deserve either.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like, look, there's a million different kinds of laws and regulations that we can write and set, but people are going to do what people are going to do no matter what. So all you're doing is criminalizing that thing.
Yeah.
So instead, it's like, you know, you make like tomorrow, just like all drugs are decriminalized. Now we can start doing all kinds of creative and different things.
Yeah.
When we are not afraid to be like put in a cage for, you know, a natural plant.
Right. And there's some people who are like just taking out their creative energy and like finding creative ways to like do pills in a abandoned house and throw abandoned
And that's
lean
cool
parties.
too. Yeah.
But like if it were legal, they would just do it and realize that it's just what it is. It's just a medicine. It's not like this whole secret party that you're not supposed to be at.
But there is something cool about that too.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to keep the cool kind of like element to it, because you don't want everything to just become like clinical and mundane and like, you know, bureaucratic and boring.
True.
You know, you still want that level of excitement, which is like, let's get fucked up on drugs and have fun and create an awesome space where we can all do it in. And then it's like, yeah, totally. Like that's what we want to have happen, you know? But like, I think it's coming. I think it's coming. I think we have to have faith, and like, you know, I personally have to continue to like do what I can, you know, like with the Denver Mushroom Cooperative, they were like, oh, you should have been at this meeting and stuff. And it's like, what can I really contribute there? And it's like, all right, maybe I can just like pop in and help out a little bit more. You know, it's sometimes I just feel like it's like, someone else will do it, or someone else is already doing it. I'm doing enough. I'm already doing enough. But I think all of us can continue to like, you know, Ron Paul, who is like one of my biggest influences, used to say, you know, we need everybody to keep talking and spreading the ideas of liberty. And the more people that talk and spread the ideas of liberty, the more people are going to understand the ideas of liberty. Mm-hmm. So you just keep talking and you keep speaking the message, and that's the best you can do. And that's what he's been doing since fucking forever, has been talking about, if we bomb them over there, they're going to want to attack us over here. We got to pull the troops back. We got to end these wars. We got to end the war on drugs. We got to end the prison industrial complex. He's been talking about all this shit for so long, and he still keep doing, like, he's still keeping with it. And yeah, he's not in the political stage anymore, but he's got a podcast. People follow him, people listen to him, and people have been inspired, I guess, by him to continue speaking that. So if there's a theme for the night, I guess it's like to continue to stay engaged, and it's more of a reminder for myself, really.
Yeah, you gotta, like, I know we talk a lot about like tuning out like all that bullshit, but you also gotta like stay engaged with some of it, because there's like real shit happening that like affects you, because
Yeah.
all the stuff around the world that happens like affects you. You know, we're all connected at this point.
Yeah, that's true. I always think of it as like, I feel like if there was something like really, but that's the thing now, is like, even with we're bombing Syria, it's not even trending on Twitter. Like, it's not like, it's just like, it's become this normalized, you know, constant state of imperialism that we have. We have the Galactic Empire.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you know, stormtroopers like bombed a base on Tatooine. It's like, nobody fucking cares. They're just like, yeah, that's what the Galactic Empire does. That's what they do. That's just what they do. America is a Death Star, and we just send our Star Destroyers all over the place, and we just do whatever the fuck we want, and people are just like, oh yeah, like no one really knows, it's not really reported on the news, just like, yeah, I guess we're just bombing Syria. It's not like we declared war on Syria. It's not like we're, you know, there's this big thing. It's just like we're bombing a country.
Yeah, we're just
bombing Yemen.
Bombing a country. Yeah, they're fucking with somebody that we kind of like, so we're just gonna bomb them for them really quick, you know,
Yeah.
for a couple of years.
But this shit's been going on for 2 decades. You know what I mean? Like, when I was in high school was when 9/11 happened, and then it was like, we're going to war with Afghanistan because it was Osama bin Laden. And that was the start of this whole fucking thing. And now we've just been like hovering in the Middle East, and we'll just like, oh, we'll just bomb Syria, we'll bomb Yemen, we'll just bomb here, we'll just overthrow the dictator in Libya, we'll just, you know, go over here, we'll just do this, we'll do that. And it's like, this is not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah, well, it seems really random till you sort of like look at the whole power structure, because that's really what it's about. It's like a power structure, and it's like a lot of it is just geographical. The reason that like Syria is so big is because it's the bridge for sending oil to Europe,
Right.
And so if the Russians control it, then the Russians get the European oil market. But if we control it, we let the Saudis sell oil
Let's just
in
invest in clean energy and fucking solar and energy, Tesla. Let's build the pyramids. That was free energy they were conducting over there. Let's just do that. Let's fucking, but no, we can't do that because people have too much invested in the fucking game, and they're not gonna be like, oh yeah, good point. Let's pivot.
Well, we don't have the technology yet to pivot. Like, we're working on pivoting, but like we're still gonna need oil for like a while,
What do you think about the blockchain and cryptocurrency? You think that's gonna take over the total financial, like fiat currency is gonna go away and we're not gonna have paper money? Or
I think cryptocurrency is gonna have its day. It's gonna have like this big long thing for a while, and then eventually it's gonna sort of morph, and blockchain is going to be the thing that's going to get taken into something else that we can't think of yet because it hasn't been invented yet. But blockchain is going to be like the surviving feature of that. That's my guess.
That's what this coin Cardano, they're saying that like their blockchain, their technology, whatever, is like really superior because it can be used for like millions of different things.
Well, sure. There's other blockchains about that are out there about that. Like the Ether blockchain.
Ethereum,
yeah. The Ethereum blockchain. That can be used for millions of different things. And there's already a bunch of applications that are being run on the Ethereum blockchain.
Here's what I think. I think we're going to live in a world where there's just going to be. It's just we're just going to be trading crypto.
Yeah.
Like the dollar's not, like hopefully the dollar's going to go away. I have a feeling that the governments are going to try and come up with their own cryptocurrency coins.
Yeah.
But like everything will just be a trade. It'll be like, hey, can I pay you in Cardano? And like, they'll be like, all right, yeah, but the exchange rate is like this, And like just when you go to a foreign country and you have an exchange rate, right? I think that's how it's going to be with the crypto landscape and the money landscape, just money in general. It's just, everyone's going to have different kinds of money, and you're going to, value what they have depending on what you want to trade, and maybe it'll be like that.
Yeah, they're going to try to like tokenize everything. They're going to tokenize all the money, and then after that, they're going to tokenize other assets like your car and your house and your everything is going to be like on a token. But like, do you know about the Petra?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, the Petra was this currency. It was a cryptocurrency that Venezuela tried to use, and we didn't like it because it was going to go off of our petrodollar, and it was going to be just their own cryptocurrency backed by their own oil reserves. And so that was part of the reason that we went and blew up their hydroelectric dam that provide 90% of the country's electricity.
Yeah, if somebody doesn't want to, that's the thing. Like, people don't understand about governments and the corporations that run them. It's like they don't just like negotiate deals, and if they lose a deal, they just go, "Oh, okay, I guess we're not going to do that."
Darn.
They're like, "Let's send in the jackals."
Yeah.
John Perkins, Confessions of an Economic Hitman, who I had on the show, episode 46, I think, talks about this. Send in the jackals, send in the hitmen, send in the bombs, send in the drones, and then we just strong arm them into getting our way.
Yeah.
Unless they happen to have nuclear weapons,
Then we
it's a
actually do
problem.
have to negotiate.
Yeah, then it's a problem. So maybe nuclear weapons is the great equalizer. Everybody has nuclear weapons. Everybody has to negotiate with everybody. Otherwise, we blow ourselves up. But maybe that's too much of a risk to take, having everyone have nuclear weapons. So maybe we have no nuclear weapons, and we just agree to say, hey, let's not kill people.
Yeah.
Can we do that? Can we say let's not bomb and kill people? Is that so fucking hard to do? How do we eliminate the psychopaths and the sociopaths that are like just okay with bombing, killing, maiming, shooting, murdering people? I know how. We change society by nurturing these people with compassion, with love, by getting people, not like sending them to indoctrination prison camps to churn them out, to make them obedient workers so that they memorize things for tests so they can be, proficient in the economic landscape. Every generation, we should be completely redoing the value system that creates the jobs in our society. Yeah. Every generation, we should run it through the ringer and say, new values, we've got new values, we've got new information, we've got new shit. So we're going to teach new things, new courses, new genres, new topics, new subjects. Yeah. And why? Because that's what society needs more of. Hey, we need more artists, we need more creators, we need more talent, we need more actors, we need more shamans, healers, we need more psychedelic therapists, facilitators. Let's start teaching that to kids at a young age, changing the education system, and then we coach them into being those things. We encourage them and foster their talents and skills to fill those roles. Then the next generation, what do we need? Wipe the whole slate clean again. Not this math, social studies, Christopher Columbus, science, biology, It's like, let's get them into what's going on here and now and what we need, predict what this society is going to need in 20 years, and start changing the entire curriculum, the entire way that we educate people and everything. I feel bad for kids right now in school, man. It's like, this is fucked, gotta. But at the same time, I also see all these learning pods and these people not, we got to get out of the state-run government curriculums and start educating kids at a young age to where they're, and seeing where their talents and natural skills lie, and fostering them and training them to be in that area. Young kids that were born into samurai families, they just started to get trained as a samurai from a very young age. And that's what they did. They weren't oh, what if he's not a good samurai? What will he have to fall back on? He won't have an accounting degree, and we need to. It's no, that's what he's doing, and that's what he is. So not forcing, but fostering wherever the kid's talents lies, just creative, abundant options for kids to explore, and then we change the value system, we change the jobs, and then we change society. How the fuck did I start talking about that? Why did I start I was like, how do we do what? Here's the answer.
Yeah. I
don't know where that came from. I think it channeled that. It was like a Paul Selig, but it's wait, they're saying that we change society by going back to the land. Have you ever seen this guy, Paul Selig?
No.
Dude, that's what he does. He channels from the spirits, and he says, the spirits are saying Matt has a red hat. The spirits are saying Matt has a red hat. Matt has a red hat, and he looks like an ugly pirate. Matt has a red hat. He looks like an ugly pirate. That's what I'm getting from the spirits.
Yeah, no, but that's interesting what you were saying about how our education system needs to change, and
totally change.
It needs to teach people how to be flexible, and it needs to teach people how to adapt to be creative and find creative solutions, because the education system was good for when it was invented for 16th century Germany. But back then stuff changed so slow that stuff in your grandparents' generation would be applicable to today,
right?
But now stuff changes so quickly that stuff you learn at the beginning of your life isn't even applicable later in your life. So we need a system to teach people to be constantly changing and constantly flexible with the increasing rate of technology and change.
Yes, exactly. Visionary thinkers that can predict where are we going to be in 20 years, what's going to be important to know, what are the skills that are going to be needed in 20 years, what do we want to create. When children enter this earth, it's an opportunity to create new things, not just to plug them into the same old shit. That was always my problem, was I felt like I was being plugged into some bullshit, and I was like, no, I want new shit. I don't want to be plugged into this old system. I want to upgrade, and that's what kids naturally want to do. They're curious. They love life. They're all kids. All kids are talkative, crazy, like love life. Like we need to keep that going into adulthood and start valuing more of that fun, that love, that laughter, that joy,
the curiosity.
Into areas where we reward people for that stuff, and then that becomes more valuable, and that's what life becomes about. Life becomes about enjoying life, just like they did in a lot of hunter-gatherer tribal societies. Yeah, they worked and they were empowered and they had their skill sets, and we developed that too. But they laughed a lot, they enjoyed a lot, they had a lot of time off. They didn't work fucking 80 hours a week.
No.
They fucking relaxed for 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
You know, they worked like maybe 4 hours a week or something.
No, like 4 hours a day for like 7 days a week.
Yeah.
That's like 28 hours a week.
Right, yeah.
That's so chill.
And their work was like fun because they're working with their friends and they're helping participate in like the actual survival of themselves and their lives.
Yeah.
Now everything is so abstract. So it's like, you know, hopefully we have a chance to really bake those kinds of values back into this system that we're creating, and, you know, fucking like I think it's happening, man. I think we're doing it. I think it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, we're able to like figure out a way to like get meaning out of our life again instead of just being a cog in a machine.
Exactly.
Just like, oh, I go here and I put this paper here with this writing on it, and then that way this whole system can work and this whole abstract thing can happen. But no, like people are able to like, yeah, I'm creating this so somebody can like put this in their house and look at it and feel like fuck yeah, and so that they can go and create some other shit and make somebody else feel like fuck yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's
And
much
it's a
like
chain.
it's just like I feel like in the artistic like podcaster creator space, there is a lot of like, and even in like stand up and stuff, like there's a lot of support, there's a lot of collaboration. There's not a lot like there's still competition and stuff, but it's more like this supportive, creative, collaborative area. And it's like if everybody has the opportunity to get involved in something like that, we all get to join the party, you know? So I don't know, man. I'm getting pretty fucking tired. I think we've been going for a little bit. I think it might be time to wrap. You have a segment this week, Matt? Matt's segment. Matt's segment. Matt's segment.
Okay, well, my segment is what were we talking about in the car?
You're asking me? I don't fucking
Yeah.
know. I don't know what I was talking about 3 seconds ago.
Okay,
I'm
you
fucking
don't-
channeling, dude. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, gonna take a quick pause.
All right, let's.
Why
You know
pause
what?
up?
I have to pee.
Yeah, take a quick leak. I'm feeling good. All right.
All right, Matt's
Let's go.
segment. What do you got?
Let's go. For the end of the show, I'm talking about sound curators. These are not sound creators, but they do make a creation. He's going to pull a card for my sound curation. But yeah, so sound curators are people who will like put together like mixes essentially, and they'll like maybe, you know, even change the sound of it, you know, edit it, mix it a little bit different, master it. And it's really interesting about how that's where music is going, you know?
Curating.
People are not really like looking for the next sound or the next genre. They're like,
You know that
taking-
new sound you looking for?
Yeah.
Well, listen to this.
Yeah, they're like mixing stuff together, and they're mixing stuff that people know with stuff that people don't know, and you could just like, you're just making a feeling. So it doesn't matter if you're like using, you know, something, because like a shortcut to that feeling could just be using like some old Wu-Tang lyrics that somebody knows that just hits them in that spot, and then you just put that
let's listen to
vibe
some
around
Wu-Tang.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like some Wu-Tang lo-fi, like one of my favorite artists.
What is Wu-Tang lo-fi?
Well, it's like
So
some
they're
lo-fi
sampling
music.
Wu-Tang and putting it to like lo-fi shit?
A lot of lo-fi music that I like is it'll be like a lo-fi beat, and then they'll take some old 90s hip-hop acapellas, and they'll, you know, kind of fuzz it up a little bit, put some like low pass filters on it or something.
I don't really know what that means, but like they fuzz it up, they change it, they sample it, they distort it, they manipulate it,
and they just chop and screw it.
Is this the curation? They're curating.
Yeah,
music?
they're curating, but like in like a lot of times they're making the beat, but like you can still hear it, and it's like J. Rue the Damager rapping, or it's like fucking Ghostface Killer, or it's fucking 50 Cent, but it's like this whole different beat that sounds like it's just like like almost what's it called, elevator music, but it's like elevator trap music. A lot of this curated music is like trap vibes in the background, and so they'll put like some other song in there, and some of those sea shanties that I was talking about. Somebody sent me a sea shanty that was the Nickelback song Rockstar, but a sea shanty.
With Nickelback, what is the Nickelback song Rockstar?
Well, just gonna be big rock stars living in a hill house.
And that's a sea shanty now.
They changed it into a sea shanty, like we all just wanna be big rock stars living in big houses and cars.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, music. I mean, dude, I've been listening to this artist Globular lately.
Ooh.
And I've been really digging it. It's like really like I don't even know how to describe music anymore. It's like the shit that I like is like just psychedelic, electronic, weird, funky, trancey, not a lot of lyrics or words, hardly ever any. And but then I also like sometimes get a craving for like, man, I want to hear like some acoustic with a guitar or something. Like I want to hear some singer-songwriter stuff. But yeah, I'm not really in the rap, hip hop, trap world. But it sounds interesting. It sounds like what I've seen as kind of like a distant observer is like more of a psychedelic, like painting, like a more psychedelically infused hip hop and rap, more emo infused hip hop and rap, and more like trap kind of stuff and electronic stuff that's like blended together. I think the first time I noticed that was with ASAP Rocky and his song LSD. He had a song about LSD, and I was like, okay, like, and then I think Travis Scott, like Astro World, it's just like, okay, these guys are kind of like on the edge of psychedelicness, and
psychedelic rappers getting into the mainstream. I mean, even before that, I don't know if you knew about like Flatbush Zombies.
Yeah, I know Flatbush Zombies. Yeah,
they got big, and they were definitely like them and all the people that they rapped with were talking about like doing like psychedelics and shit, but like in a respectful way. And then there were some stupid people that came in after that, like psychedelic swag, get my Molly,
like Danny Brown be like, pop Molly, I'm sweating, pop Molly, I'm sweating, yep Molly, I'm sweating. Like I remember that song and being like in like a black club in Brooklyn with like a bunch of comedians and friends, and just like it was sweaty and hot and everybody was just getting down and like going crazy.
I like Danny Brown, but that's not Danny Brown, but he does have a song about Molly.
Dip I dip, you dip.
Yeah, dip I dip, you dip I dip.
Molly.
Yeah.
Shot.
Yeah.
Shot. Is he from Detroit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to...
Dip I dip, you dip. Bitch I dip, you dip, I dip.
Yeah, we used to hang out and like record our raps like right below where his producer Skywalker lived.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they would sell us overpriced weed.
Dude, I just love black culture, man. Like I've been in these clubhouse rooms too with a lot of black people, and like it's just like, man, like I love hearing from black people and like other people that we would categorize like that most people would call like minorities or whatever. I don't like to use that term, but just like, they're in the psychedelic field. It's like white and academic and like the mainstream, and it's like, dude, it's so fucking cool to be in rooms with people that aren't that way and that are using psychedelics. And like Kalindi E, like the amazing high dose macro, beyond macro dose, 20 to 50 gram mushroom, psilocybin mushroom jiu-jitsu teacher, like martial arts guy. like he started something in Detroit.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that there's just a diversity of people turned on to psychedelics, because it's, in my opinion, I know Michael Che, I think, said this, like from SNL. He's like, black people make shit cool. You know, like, it's just true. It's like true. It's like, it's not only black people that make shit cool, but they have fucking spirit, man. They have like, they're connected. They're connected to the earth. They have spirit. Like, and there's too many fucking stuck up, like rigid, you know, Poindexter cracker fucking people that are just like milk toast, vanilla, milkshake, like da, da, da. And it's like, we need like loose and nimble and flexible and, you know, rap and hip hop and fucking just like coolness and swagger, like braggadocious swagger that like comes with a character. Like a lot of these guys, like, they'll be like, yo, see the ice on my watch? That shit fucking blinds you, because that shit's double platinum diamonds, son. I got the Mercedes with the frog eyes, like the big timers, Cash Money. Like, they always used to talk, and it's like, these guys are hilarious, man. They're like, they're fucking having fun. They're making shit cool. They're inventing their own words for shizzle, you know, and it's like, that's like, man, like that is what we need, is like to change the culture, you know, and like, and it's that coolness fact, that looseness fact, that like getting loose, getting fun, having fun, getting wild, and that is like so fucking important, man. I just had to say. Yeah. So we're gonna pick some oracle cards now. After that.
So whose fortune is this, yours or mine?
So we'll each get to pick 3 cards.
Okay.
And these are the Oracle deck Rumi cards by Anna Fairchild. I know Anna Fairchild; she's a great artist and makes a lot of Oracle cards. So let's each pick 3 cards. There's a pile here, there's a pile there, and pick whatever card calls to you, and then we'll see what the cards mean.
All right, really quick for the end of my segment, just check out DJ Young Vamp. That's all.
End of that segment, DJ Young Vamp. All right, we'll do 1, and then we'll do the 2 later. Okay. So, I didn't want to pick that card.
You already saw it.
No, I know, but I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah.
I wanted to feel it out here and see which card is calling to me the most. I think I know which one it is. It's this guy right here. I got a new gown. What did you get?
I got number 39, Blessing of Zara.
All right, let's see what that is. Blessing of Zara. It sounds good.
Yeah, everyone was calling to me since you've been shuffling it. I saw that on the ground. What does a Blessing of Zara mean?
We're going to find out.
For those at home, folks, go to page 39. Ooh, secret one in the book. He's licking his fingers. This book is finger looking good.
All right, the Blessing of Zara. It says, let go of thought. Don't take it into your heart. You are naked and thought is like ice. You use thought to seek release from suffering and pain. While thought is the cause of your suffering and pain, the realm of creation is outside of the scope of thought. O foolish one. O foolish Matt, see the opus and behold the beauty. Look in the direction from which the image flows. See the brook that causes the wheel to turn. Rumi. All right, thanks, Rumi.
Okay.
So it says, let's see, there's a lot here. I don't know if I'm going to go through all of this, but it says basically, when we're hungry, we reach for what food is available. If we're starving, we may gorge upon what is before us, only to find ourselves overfed, undernourished, and most uncomfortable and dissatisfied. Your soul needs better quality food. It has been detoxing. You have been shedding old thoughts, feelings, pains, and struggles. Memories over the past have been flooding out of your soul like pastries being expunged. Parasites being expunged. And does any of this resonate for you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. Love will feed your hungry soul. Nothing less shall suffice. So there's a whole thing here, and it goes all on and on. This oracle also brings you the message that if something appears to be leaving your life, even something painful to release, it is because it is no longer healthy for you or no longer supporting the life that you want for yourself. There is something more loving and beautiful awaiting. Do not try to feast upon scraps. Stop scraping in the dirt for stale breadcrumbs. Rise up and move towards the seat at the heavenly table, gleaming before you, for a greater feast awaits your attendance. Sacred honoring ritual. Great. So, yeah.
The scraps are so good.
Yeah, basically it says, don't be afraid. Just do what you got to do and follow love and follow what's in your heart.
Okay.
It's pretty good. All right. You can look into that further. Let's see. Number 18, a new gown. I guess this means I'm getting some new threads.
Yeah.
I'd love like a cape.
Yeah, man.
Something with a hood.
Ooh.
Like a
nice
kind of
and
wizard
warm.
hood. All right, a new gown. It says, weary and consumed by longing, I was caressed by my beloved last night. My wounded soul was set free when I tasted the sweetness of love. My spirit was lifted at once. I surrendered my life with overflowing joy, and my mission was filled with light. Love said, don't feel so hopeless and weary and gloomy, one. For my generosity is beyond forgetting those devoted for me. See how boundless divine justice can be behold in my immeasurable kindness. I have no idea what they're talking about.
It sounds like you had sex last night.
Love embraced my spirit, and all my doubts vanished at once. New glorious robe of honor was placed on my shoulders. Love offered me the power of new wisdom in transforming the divine, genuinely placed in the chalice of eternal wine in my hand.
Sounds like you jerked off last night.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says, beloved, if you could only see the incredible gift and the symbolic robe being offered to you now, your fears would quake and tremble, disappearing more quickly. Something like an angel, something. All right, the young one, much younger. All right, you may be, the oracle comes to you as sacred. You are fast approaching a moment of great leap and evolutionary shift on your spiritual path. Your sense of yourself and your divine identity is about to be revealed and realized in a more potent than ever before. This is wonderful. It is a divine happening. You must allow it. Do not confuse humility with humiliation. Do not humble yourself excessively. You do not have to battle with fake pride either. Simply honor yourself as a living being worthy of life, worthy of this royal path of divine realization. What a gift it is to cast aside belief in inferiority or superiority, unhelpful as those notions are for you now. What a gift instead to embrace your own path, irrespective of what any others may think, whether they hold it in glory or derision. Who cares? Not you. Your royal heritage has been revealed. That's just what I need to hear, that I'm of royal heritage. I'm of royal heritage, guys.
Get that ego a little
Your
bigger.
royal heritage has been revealed, and in seeing the divinity within yourself, you become blessed to see it in all beings. All beings returning to the realization of royalty within. Crazed searching outside of the heart will come to an end. A simple golden path will be found, as though a river of molten gold flows from your heart. Man, this is dope. Back to the ocean, heart of the great beloved, where united again, you finally ascend your throne and claim your divinity once and for all. The oracle comes with a sacred guidance for you. You are stepping into empowerment in a new way, and it is to be honored. Do not allow yourself to be dragged into dramas or power games. You are worth more than you know. You are tapping into your inner dignity, and others may not know how to respond. Some will respond with love, acknowledgement, others with fear and judgment, calling you too big for your boots or high and mighty. Those are voices of fear, not truth. Be in your dignity and power and keep going. It is the divine that urges you thus, not the ego. Do not doubt changes happening within you now. Embrace them. And if you have a co-host to your podcast, make him buy you food every single episode. Wow, I can't believe they said that in there. That's great.
I mean, it's facts, you know.
Wow, that was a good card to pull.
Sometimes I doubt some of this stuff, but like, it's nice to hear stuff that like doesn't ring for me getting picked up by other people, you know.
I think we're just going to keep it at those one cards because I think they spoke to both of us. That was some sick ass shit right there.
Yeah.
I think it's like, you know, you can kind of make you could probably make things fit, depending on what card you pulled out. But sometimes certain ones just resonate with you because that's the power of these things. You picked it up at this particular time, in this particular moment, right now, and whatever you read is the perfect thing that you need to hear. I'm a pretty firm believer in that, man. I've pulled a lot of these cards where I thought it was fucking bullshit before and made fun of them, and I've gotten a lot of shit that felt spot fucking on for where I was, Sure, there could have been other cards that could have, fit and worked, but it just happened to be the card that I pulled was like communicating a message to me that I really fucking needed to hear in that moment,
Yeah.
This shit's dope. All right, we're out. Love you
right.
guys all. Peace, peace, peace.
Thanks.
Oh, before we go, patron people, longtime patrons, getting goodies coming your way. They're on the way. They're coming. And if you haven't, message me and let's do this shit. I want to start a contest. I want people to go through the episodes and see where some of their favorite parts of the episodes are and make a clip show. Maybe we have a Mycadelic clip show, right? Mycadelic DOSADELIC clip show. So that's a fun project to do. And I'd love to send you guys some goodies, some rewards, some fucking whatever the fuck, special shit. I love you all. Thanks.
Yeah.
Till next time.
And the best clip show, I'll buy you a pair of sheath underwear.
Yeah, you hear that? Matt'll get you 20% off there.
No, I'll buy them for you.
I'll buy them full price.
I'm gonna use the 20%.
Shout out to Sheath Underwear. Bobby's going to be a guest on the show, the CEO of Sheath Underwear. They're great. They pay me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing for them, if people are buying this shit or not. I like them. I wear them all the time. But I love those guys, and I want to keep working with them and supporting them and talking about them and shit. And they're good people. All right. Well, we're not going to end the show that way. We got to end the show in a different way. We can't just end the show on a positive note, complimenting someone.
Oh, okay.
Who can we say fuck somebody? You to? Fuck Bill Gates. Fuck Bill Gates.
Bill
man.
Gates.
Fucking nerd.
Fucking
stay in your lane. You fuck.
Yeah. Computers, not vaccines.
Yeah, not food. You
put some fucking
farming and shit.
Put some microchips in that fucking vaccine, and we'll talk.
He's a fucking robot android.
He's a
clone.
farmer. He's just a farmer.
All right, fuck Bill Gates. Buy Sheath Underwear. We love you. Thank you. I want to, love all of you and send love to all of you, and you feel the love, and we all love you. Thank you.
Good night.
We're all love. Everything's love. There only is love. Aspire to love. Love, 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 love.
And beer.
And beer.